Oh my god, hey! Welcome back to my stagey YouTube channel. If you are seeing my face for the first time, my name is Mickey Joe and I am obsessed with all things theatre. Today I am wearing my new You're the Top because I'm going to be letting you know all about my return visit to Anything Goes at the Barbican Theatre. Now this is the London transfer of the 2011 Broadway revival. I saw the first preview of this production earlier in the summer. There's a video all about that on my channel already. If you haven't watched that, go and check it out. I then actually ended up going back to see the show again on the evening of my birthday, which is a privilege I usually reserve for only the best show in town, which tells you how much I think of this show. Recently, they've had a cast change, and leading lady Sutton Foster has had to return to New York for a press tour for her book, as well as to start rehearsals for the new Broadway revival of The Music Man with Hugh Jackman. Stepping into her tap shoes has been Rachel York, iconic Broadway star Rachel York, who also played the role of Rena Sweeney previously on the show's US tour. I absolutely had to go back and see the show with Rachel York. I've been obsessed with her for years. Her vocals are insane. She has given some incredible performances. Stay tuned to find out if she too was the top. Can I say that? That sounds too suggestive. I need a better way of saying that. Was her Reno Sweeney easy to love? Did I get a kick out of her? Oh, now they're all coming to me. Stay tuned to find out if I thought her performance was de-lovely. So this is still very much a 5-star show. Everything about this production is great. Just the slickness of its direction and its theatricality, the way it opens to reveal that set and how fast-paced it all is, and the comic timing of it all. It's so funny. Every joke lands, and for a script that is as old as this one is, and for jokes that are as old as some of these are, for it to still get these laughs is really remarkable, because they've done very little to necessarily modernize the tone of the show. They're just doing it very well. I've been saying all summer, this is Broadway excellence in a production. Just like how many choreographic sections there are, the attention to detail with the costuming, and with the casting being so first-rate, and just the energy and enthusiasm of everyone on stage at every moment. It's full out. They are living their best lives, and we are living our best lives as audience members getting to watch. The track scenery that comes on and off, the cabins that go in and out, the music, it's just all expertly done. I do particularly have to shout out the choreography of this show because, you know, it's never the same, no two numbers. And there are a lot of numbers where one person just stands and sings, but they're just complemented so beautifully by dance that's happening behind them, or by these extended dance breaks that were originally added for this revival 10 years ago. I'd forgotten what a beautiful number De-Lovely is when they start dancing together and then other couples come in and it becomes this whole dance section. And then you bring the house down with these crazy moments like Blow Gabriel Blow and Anything Goes, with these crazy full-on routines that get huge ovations every night. But it's not all just about dance and production numbers and throwing a lot at the audience. You get brilliant old school Broadway charm like Be Like the Bluebird, where Robert Lindsay makes this song work. This song that I would definitely skip on a cast recording, but I love it in this show because it's just his charm interacting with just a small blue spotlight that moves around the stage. It's just so cleverly, charmingly done. What's really nice seeing a show for the third time is you start to notice things you hadn't noticed about it before, like when they have seagulls flying in at the beginning, and when they have, oh gosh, some of the lighting this time. There's a whole like gradual fade to sunset during the first act that I hadn't noticed whatsoever. There were a lot of lighting cues I particularly noticed this time and thought, gosh, the lighting on this show is exquisite. So I really like getting to shout out and highlight those kind of creative elements of a show. So a lot of the initial hype for this show had come from Sutton Foster's casting in it. A lot of people were wondering, would Rachel York live up to the amazing performance that Sutton Foster had given? And the short answer is, yes, she does. Of course she does. She's Rachel mother effing York. If you do not know who she is before this show, I've been obsessed with her in Kiss Me Kate, in Victor Victoria, in Putting It Together with Julie Andrews. I used to religiously rewatch highlights from Gentlemen Prefer Blondes at Encores with her and Megan Hilty, which is a very similar kind of part to this, leading tap numbers and old school jazzy vocals. So her in this role is a perfect fit. She's almost a better fit for this character than Sutton Foster is. Now Sutton Foster is the kind of insane talent that can literally do anything, but she has this quirky charm that really comes out in roles like Princess Fiona. Reno Sweeney is a more just sort of classy, elegant, broad. Think Patti LuPone, think Elaine Page, think Merman, as in Ethel, not as in male mermaids. And don't get me wrong, I loved Sutton Foster as Reno. She had this kind of dry comedy that really worked for the part. However, Rachel York sort of gets a lot of the more obvious mannerisms of it and delivers a more obvious Reno Sweeney, something that you would really expect. And in many ways that gels with the show's tone a little bit better. You know, she gets this great entrance in this gorgeous gown, and from the beginning, all of her line readings are just so Mae West. She doesn't do the dry, sarcastic comedy thing that Sutton does, but she just has such a great oh, I'm in cabin 13. Like, it's very that. But I described it afterwards as completely what if Mae West had played Reno Sweeney in Anything Goes. It's exactly that vibe. She also has that brilliant old school Broadway style of comedy, the bit where Billy says to her, no, not you, Reno, I'm in love with a girl. She just mugs to the audience and gives this amazing facial expression. But she definitely does things suitably differently to Sutton Foster that could be a little jarring at the beginning for people who have seen this production multiple times and are expecting it to be done a certain way. And they got laughs in different places, which was very interesting as well. Her vocals are delicious. She just has this perfect jazz vibrato from the very beginning of I Get a Kick Out of You that I was just like, oh, this whole show is going to sound fantastic. She sounds very much like a 20s nightclub singer, which is what Reno Sweeney is. It works perfectly. And she added riffs. There was a little riff she added at the end of You're the Top while she's pushing a trolley off stage. Hello. But she also added a riff at the end of Blow Gabriel Blow, which was insane. It was some sort of crazy high note jazzy riff that it was gorgeous. I lost my damn mind. And it was great. Rachel York has this gorgeous smile. She still does all of the chaîné turns, but she did them going the other way. Sutton Foster chaîné turned over and over again from stage right to stage left, and Rachel York did it from left to right. So the choreography either before or after that must have been different, and I think there were some slight variations in the choreography. She didn't drop into a split in The Gypsy in Me, but I couldn't notice many other changes necessarily. She still does the leg extensions in Blow Gabriel Blow that I know were amended when Stephanie J. Block took over from Sutton Foster, but for the most part I couldn't notice much choreo that she was doing differently. She's also got a great rapport with a lot of the other cast, which is important in this show with this kind of style of comedy, and is also very impressive because she is a later addition to the show. I particularly enjoyed Robert Lindsay this time around. Now, opposite Sutton Foster, occasionally I almost got the sense that he realised he didn't have to work very hard. I felt him pushing for more laughs in this, and getting those laughs. The first couple times I saw the show, it sort of just seemed that he was very comfortable with his shtick, which works very well and is perfect for this role. But a lot of the lines that he was delivering were just kind of almost slightly monotone in a low effort way. This time around, I saw a lot more effort in his performance, and I really, really enjoyed it. I think he carried the show just as much as Reno did, and the two of them sort of had it together on their back rather than Sutton Foster having just carried it by herself. Controversial perhaps, but that's my opinion. The other brilliant performance in this cast comes from Carly Mercedes Dyer as Irma. She is so funny. All of her line readings are so good. She brings this brilliant modern sensibility to a lot of her line readings. She has so much sass. Just the little way that she struts around and walks and wobbles her head. She's hilarious. Her number is phenomenal. Her vocals are next level. She is fierce. I'm so excited for her in a chorus line later this year. She's just an incredible performer who can do no wrong in my eyes. Hayden Gwynn had replaced Felicity Kendall by the time that I saw it as Evangeline Harcourt. Now, I did miss Felicity Kendall's just constant hysterical shrieking. Hayden Gwynn is a lot more composed and a lot more calculating as Hope's mother. Felicity Kendall, you sort of got the sense she had never had any idea what was going on and was just constantly bewildered. Hayden Gwynn seems a lot more in control of the situation, a lot more conniving. I described it to someone afterwards as very much like if Madame Morrible was on a cruise. That's kind of how she plays this part. I also really enjoyed Gary Wilmot this time as Elisha Whitney. I thought he gave a great performance. I laugh at him every single time doing the same jokes, and what really gets me is every time he talks to someone with the binoculars to look at them because he's lost his glasses, and especially in the end when Hope's mother starts crying because the wedding's gone wrong and she's like, I'm gonna live in hotels, and he's like hell you will, from the other side of the stage, but looking at her with binoculars so he can see where she is. Hysterically funny to me. The other one I really enjoy every time I see the show is Alistair So, who plays Luke, one of the two Chinese guys, and his character's sort of adapted from previous versions of the show where he has a little bit more personality now and he's a little bit more of a schemer and a trickster. I really enjoy him. I specifically enjoy him preempting being about to do the choreography in Anything Goes when he's watching them tapping and he's like learning it and he's like, oh yeah, I could do this, because then by the end of this number he's like, I can do it too, I can do it too, in that Broadway way where they're like, what are they doing? Oh, we're doing it. Very that. I mean, it's still the last number of the first act, Anything Goes, with that amazing tap routine and the applause afterwards mid-song, and Rachel York singing the end note dead on with no scoop, because Sutton Foster would go, anything goes, which is great, amazing, Sutton Foster, straight tone to vibrato, lovely. Rachel York does a very jazzy, very 20s, anything goes. Love it so much. And then you have the interval and you find out that the actual highlight of the show is Blow Gabriel Blow. Crazy applause after that number. So good. Just the way the choreo all comes together with those costumes and the drama of it all. I love it so much. It's just, if I could bottle it, it's just sheer musical theatre perfection to me. The answer to who would enjoy this show, I mean, last time I'm pretty sure I said take your grandparents to this show. Anyone who does amateur or community theatre anywhere around the country, go and see this show. Anyone who's training at a drama school, go and see this show. It has a lot to teach you. Anyone who saw this show with Sutton Foster, go and see it now again with Rachel York. You will not be disappointed. And that is my review of Anything Goes with Rachel York. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to subscribe to my channel for plenty more stagey content and reviews coming very soon. If there are any West End shows you would specifically like to hear my thoughts on that I haven't already reviewed on my channel, let me know in the comment section down below and I will do my best to bring you that video. Also, if you want to support me as a stagey content creator, head over to patreon.com/Mickey Joe Theatre, where for a variety of membership options, you get access to all sorts of exclusive and early video and photo content. I hope that everyone is staying safe and that you have a stagey day.
For 10 more seconds, I'm Mickey Joe Theatre. Oh my god, hey, thanks for watching, have a stagey day. Subscribe!